We are now in the female loneliness epidemic age.
Hey, so if you have to AI generate an image of women being sad about this to prove your point that women are sad about this, then maybe it's not a very good point, you know? If anything, you describe their dream of being left alone. That's their paradise, I think. So, hope this helps. Fucking weirdo.
We are now in the female loneliness epidemic age. A lot of women live boring lives and are more lonely than you think.
So are you telling me that if a woman is bored, all she has to do is get a man and she won't be bored anymore? Y'all are so fucking stupid. If you're bored, all you have to do is get a boyfriend and you won't be bored anymore. Straight women, I keep telling y'all this. This is what y'all gotta deal with. Imagine not having anything to do with your life and you think the first thing you should do is get a man and not a job or a hobby or some friends. The solution to everything is not a man. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? I'm being serious because so many of y'all, too many people in the population. Oh, if you're lonely, if you're unhappy, then get a man. Actually, they make things worse. What the fuck?
I just saw this video where this guy was saying there's a female loneliness epidemic, and I just thought that was the funniest thing. He says that women are lonely because they prioritize their happiness. And of course, he's talking about them choosing their careers, their education, instead of wanting to settle down and start a family, all that jazz. I've said this before, but I'll say it again because I think it's true. A lot of you guys are jealous of women, okay? You're mad at women because instead of choosing to be with y'all, they're choosing peace, right? They're choosing their careers and their education first. Y'all are only mad because they're better off without you, okay? And you can't blame them. I mean, a lot of y'all have nothing to offer to these women. Y'all don't bring peace to women's lives. You bring chaos. You offer them nothing but a migraine. And you wonder why they choose to be single. You wonder why they prioritize their happiness instead of dating y'all. So how about this? Instead of living in mommy's basement complaining about women, just do better. Ow!
The female loneliness epidemic is a result of feminism.
Okay, little guy. That's not what the term is called. There's no such thing. I think what you meant was the male loneliness epidemic. Because women aren't lonely. They're just selective. There's a difference. Women have friends, support system, emotional intelligence, and standards. They're choosing peace over babysitting grown men child who thinks that basic respect is optional. Meanwhile, we've got greasy looking ones out here admitting they have zero close friends, can't express a single emotion without anger, and think that intimacy means access instead of connection. That's a clear sign of men refusing to evolve, not women failing. And the difference between men like yourself and women is that they're choosing not to settle and tolerate mediocrity, where men like you have no choice because nobody's picking you. And then we have women out here succeeding and thriving in so many aspects of life, while basic toxic men stay behind in the dust holding on to their sad, outdated ideals. Now, one of my favorite facts knowing is that statistically, older women who are single have tons of family and friends surrounding them when they pass, whereas single men are sometimes not found for weeks because they have nobody. So no, it's not a female loneliness epidemic. It's what happens when men bring nothing to the table but entitlement and then act shocked when someone doesn't sit next to them.
What if it's not a male loneliness epidemic? What if women have just decided to be alone because they're sick of guys who are financial deadweight, manipulative, abusive, want to treat their girlfriends like their mothers, and refuse to listen, and whenever a woman asks for something that she needs, they disregard it as being feminist and stupid? Just a thought.
Have you ever wondered why there's a male loneliness epidemic, but there isn't a female epidemic? Shouldn't we be just as lonely? Aren't there our counterparts? It's actually because we aren't lonely. In fact, most of us felt lonelier when we were with you. The other part of this is women like being around other women. Y'all don't even like being around each other. And in our loneliness, after we realized how many times you guys were going to keep disappointing us, we found ways to be fulfilled. And in that, we realized, hey, this is a lot more peaceful. What did you guys do? You opted out and you numbed. You leaned into your porn addiction. You never emotionally evolved. You never developed any type of emotional skills to cope with all of the pain, all of the shame, all of the inadequacy that you feel. You men are struggling. And this is why I actually can't believe that men aren't against the patriarchy, because you are suffering in the patriarchy. You are drug addicts in the patriarchy. You are committing suicide in the patriarchy. You cannot talk about your feelings because of the patriarchy. You kept getting lonelier and lonelier. And let me tell you, loneliness is what happens when you refuse to grow, but still expected to be loved. And women are done. And you want to know what our result is we don't have a loneliness epidemic. We have an entire epidemic where women are realizing that they have much less labor, where they are realizing that they have much more peace, where they aren't emotionally dysregulated because they're not being abused. And women built emotional skills to deal with your abuse. And now look what happened is we have out-evolved you to the point where so many women are like, this is actually better, but we are not the ones that are lonely. You are, and that should be a problem to you.
Women aren't falling out of love with love. They are redefining it, and they are freaking waking up. Sit down. I got receipts. Yeah, because I've been seeing all kinds of women, just beautiful women on my feed, living their best lives, their best single lives with cats and quiet and clean toilets. And I thought, is that just my algorithm or what? So did a little research, and oh, you're going to love what I found out. So in the US right now, fewer than half of all households are headed by married couples. That's just the start. Single person households in the US just reached a record high recently. And you know, terms like boy sober and decentering men are everywhere. They are mainstream right now, not just here on this platform. But here's the thing I would like you to consider. Men have not changed. Marriage has not changed. So what's left? That's right, women. Women have changed. More specifically, women are waking up in droves. And this isn't because of feminism or TikTok or the economy, although all three of them have some sort of effect, no doubt. No, women changed because something is happening on a deeper level. You know it, I know it, we feel it, right? A collective remembering, an awakening. Now, researchers who've studied this globally say, well, marriage just basically hasn't ever been great for women historically. You think? And that, you know, as new opportunities open for women to be full people without it, they're opting out. But here's the thing. I was like, wait a minute. What new opportunities? What freaking new opportunities? I call bullshit on that. And I got stats to back that up. We ain't out here making more money. Let me put it to you that way. The gender pay gap has widened 2 years in a row. In 2026, women make 82 cents on the dollar that men do. And don't even get me started on the fact that a guy with a simple bachelor's degree makes more money than a woman with an advanced degree. But because I'm getting a little off topic here, and I'm getting a little bit overheated. And I do just want to say that over a 40-year career, that's $1 million in wages lost for women. So what I'm saying here is, it's not like, oh, we're making all our own money now. We're making so much more money. So of course we want to live on our own. No, in spite of the fact that they've got their feet on our necks, we are pulling our necks away and we are getting homes for ourselves. Meanwhile, the U.S. fertility rate just dropped to another record low, nearly 20% lower than it was 2 decades ago. Listen to that part again. So let's pause on all of this. Let's see what the story is telling us here. Women making less, women having fewer children, women opting out of marriage at record rates, historic rates. And I would go further than that. I would say women are finally waking up. And I can say this, I feel uniquely qualified to talk about this because I'm twice divorced and I've got a podcast to prove it. But I specifically think about my second marriage, which ended like 7 years ago now. And in the last 1.5 to 2 years, as this awakening, this mass awakening has happened, I have begun to look back and go, Was there one thing that benefited me in that relationship? Was there one thing? Wait a minute. I always kept my finances separate. I made my own money. I made very decent money. It wasn't about that. And it sure wasn't about the other thing. And I cannot for the life of me, honestly, I'm like, who is that person? What was she thinking she was getting out of it? That's what I mean when I say the veil is thinning and we are just waking up. We are not discovering something new, my friends. We are remembering it.
I think that part of the reason why so many women have decided not to date men or are being very selective and very intentional is because it's not possible to love yourself and a man at the same time. Most men will not allow that. So many men have put us in a position now where we have to choose. And because we have freedom and because we can make our own money and because we have the ability to create the life that we want without a man, we're choosing to love ourselves, even though we are capable, could, and are interested in loving ourselves and a man. But 99%, I'll say, of men simply cannot allow a woman to love herself and him at the same time.
When women are lonely, they join a book club. When men are lonely, they become fascist and blame women for it? Okay.
Yeah, you women, you should just choose better men. Okay. Yeah. Please come back.
I want to be the man in the relationship. I'll be the provider and you stay home and take care of the house. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I want that too. But I don't want a gold digger, so you're gonna have to get a job. All right. I guess I'll try to make that work. I don't want you to make too much money though, because that makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't want you nagging or controlling me. I already have a mom. I don't need another one. Although I really liked how she cleaned up behind me and did my laundry, so if you could do that, that'd be great. I want a loyal woman. But what I do is my own business, and who I follow on social media, I mean, I'm a man, I don't know, I can't help it.
Women are to blame for the male loneliness epidemic.
Why do you think that?
It's way easier for women to get 10 guys than it is for one guy to get 10 women. Surrender to me!
Because women don't want to sleep with you, that's why you're lonely.
Listen! Even if I did make 6 figures, I'd want to save it, but women said I should spend it all on them. They basically expect me to pay for their love.
Well, would you want a woman that talks like that?
I prefer women who make their own money and are educated. So no.
So then you're not lonely. You feel rejected by a woman you don't even want in the first place, but you want the woman you reject to want you too?
The problem is most women think like that. So they're the reason I'm lonely! Now I hate all
There's
of them.
There's plenty of women who don't think like that. You're just on the internet, and the most negative thing you can find on the internet always goes viral.
But if it goes viral, that means many women agree with it. So women make me not feel enough because I'm intelligent, but I don't have those things.
There's plenty of women that like intelligent men. Do you like intelligent women?
Yes, I want her to be smart, but not too intelligent, because then she's going to try to be the man in the relationship over me.
How you don't like the type of woman that you want to like you?
Because intelligent women are too independent. So basically, women make me feel like I'm not needed in this world. They make me feel like I'm not strong enough. I play too many games. Now I'm scared to talk to them.
If you feel weak, work out. If you hate playing games, stop playing so many. If you want to make friends, talk to
people. But the women!
You can't blame women for things you're not doing in your life.
Watch me!
You are enough as you are. You just have to accept yourself, and things you want to improve on, just start making little movements towards that.
So instead of living up to women's expectations, just to set my own, women make me feel like I'm not allowed to improve my life. It's not women's fault! It's too late! Red Pill 2025! Every single problem in my life is women's fault! I have no control over my life! You have control over all of that! Every reason I'm lying.